One of the reasons I bought a plus tire bike was its ability to accept 29-inch wheels in addition to the stock 27.5 wheel set. In this video, I will go through the process and materials needed in order to convert a 27.5 plus bike into a 29er. In trying to keep this conversion on a budget, I went with the WTB I-25 tubeless ready wheel set. I picked the set up off of Amazon for $189, and the best thing was that it came paired with Maxxis Crossmark tires. I probably won't be sticking with these tires long term, but it was just nice to have a wheel set with tires ready to go. The wheel set is paired with Novatec hubs, which has a 15mm through axle up front and a 12mm in the rear. The rear hub is Shimano 8-11 speed compatible. In order to complete the conversion, there were some additional items I would need. First, I picked up a pair of 180mm disc rotors for $17. In addition to that, I had to pick up a boost hub adapter because my bike has boost spacing, whereas the WTB wheel set didn't. In total, it cost me $53 for the front and rear adapter. For the cassette, I picked up the 11-speed Sunrace 11-46 tooth cassette for $65. Since all the components have been discussed, let's move on to the conversion. I started by first mounting the new cassette. Cassettes are straightforward and easy to install, but if you need an in-depth guide, there are plenty of great YouTube videos about it. To install the disc rotors, I had to use the Boost rotor spacer. This needs to be put in before the rotor. Make sure that you're looking at your arrows of rotation to ensure that you're installing the disc the correct way. Now we are ready to screw on the rotor. I always recommend that you put the screws in finger tight first to ensure that they thread correctly. This greatly reduces the risk of cross-threading. Now that the screws are in, we need to torque them to the proper value, which is 6 Newton meters for these particular discs. You don't have to use a torque wrench, but it's always a good idea to have one, just to ensure that you're not over-torquing screws or bolts. Installing the wheels can be tricky just because the spacers can easily fall out of your hand while installing the wheel. I got the first spacer to go in with no issues at all. However, the other side was trickier. I ended up having to hold the wheel between my knees while positioning the spacer. Installation of the rear wheel is essentially the same process. However, there is a little cutout on the derailleur hanger which creates a nice resting place for the spacer. Because of this, you won't really have to hold on to that spacer while you are installing the wheel. And in only a few minutes, we have converted my 27.5 plus bike into a 29er, and the best thing is that the bike looks like it was meant to be a 29er. I don't think anyone would be able to tell that this bike comes stock with 27.5 plus tires. The Crossmark tires are 29 by 2.25 inches, which still leaves me plenty of room. I think going forward I might try out a 29 by 2.6 inch tire. I was eager to get my newly converted bike out on the trails to see if the 29-inch rims made a big difference. The trails where I live are extremely sandy, which makes having wider tires almost a necessity. I was a little nervous because almost instantly I started losing traction and fishtailing in areas where I normally don't have a problem. In areas that I normally bomb down, I was being a lot more cautious than normal. The stock plus tire setup inspires a lot more confidence because of the superb traction and stability. It's not to say that the traction was terrible, it just wasn't as good as what I was used to. The 29-inch wheels carried a lot more momentum going forward and climbing was noticeably easier. This can be attributed to the tires since the Crossmarks are designed to be fast-rolling and geared more towards cross-country riding. I've not gone tubeless yet because I was eager to get out and ride, but even with tubes installed, I haven't noticed much of a weight difference between these and the stock plus tires. Overall, I am satisfied with the result of the conversion. I will definitely be swapping out my wheel sets based on where I'm riding. In the future, I'll be trying out different tire widths. I hope to keep you updated on that. Now, the coolest thing about this conversion was that it's almost like having two different bikes, but you really only have one bike. If you're considering a plus bike, I think the ability to change wheel sets is a big plus, no pun intended. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that it inspired you to get out and ride. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.